to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Good morning.
Morning.
I'll just stand back here.
Okay, that's close enough.
No.
Before we start, we have some, should have a sheet in front of you, additions to board agenda or approof of the agenda. Take a look at that, please.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda with the additions on the second sheet.
I will second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
May I take just a second? Underneath the claims are some copies for the press. So I see Donovan over there. Would you please give him
Go
one
ahead,
of those
Dave.
sets?
Underneath the box, lift up the box.
Yeah. Because I just thought there was a safe place and then they got buried.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in the box.
May as well pull out the second one, 'cause Kent will probably be one
Yeah,
of
I
them
sure
here.
can. One whole package, yep.
All
one whole
of it
package
together?
goes to Donovan, yep.
Okay, minutes from the 3/16 and 3/17 meetings.
You can come in, Kim. You sure? Linda and I have already been together.
Andy, nobody reads the minutes, do you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching the social distancing, I just faced up. I did read them at home, they looked fine. I make a motion?
I didn't question, on Peggy's response on the 3/17 one, 'cause I wasn't there, so I couldn't
Yeah.
say if they were right or wrong, so.
I'll second both of them.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, minutes approved. General public concerns?
That could be a big question.
Filing
Dave,
cabinet.
Dave, could we have you give that packet to Kent now, please, there? Thank you.
Okay, public, I'm sure is concerned, but I think hopefully everyone has their mind around this business now.
Well, I think that if someone were to come in, we could still have a public concern just like any other
Yeah.
time. We take them at a different time.
Oh, yeah, well, if you can ask
Good.
Peggy, she always does. It's public concerns all the time.
Every week, we have public
Yeah.
concerns.
We all have public concerns.
Yeah.
Motion to open public hearing.
I'll second Dave's motion for the public hearing.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have the public hearing on the fiscal year 2021 Humboldt County budget open.
Okay, you should have in your packet of information, the adoption of budget and certification of taxes sheet, looks something like this. We have complied with all rules from the Department of Management. We had our maximum property tax levy hearing a week ago, or 10 days ago. And then now we can have a regular budget hearing, after several meetings with you guys, after all the departments turned in their budgets. We decided to, our levies for this current year are $3.80 for general basic, $1.50 for general supplemental, about 45 cents for mental health, $3.95 for rural services, and about 8 cents for debt service, for a total of $9.78. The board decided to reduce increased general basic from $3.80 to $3.90 for next year. Took general supplemental down from $1.50 to $1.30. Mental health went down to 36 cents from that 45 cents. Rural services stayed the same at $3.95, and debt service, is about 7 cents, so it went down about a penny. So it's a total of 9.5859 cents after it's rounded off. So the levy actually will go down about 20 cents. That's with our increase in insurance, our health insurance for employees, increase in the regular insurance for workman's comp, property liability. We had some big projects in there. The sheriff needs to do a big project on a software upgrade. There were new vehicles included within the budget. So I feel like we're in a pretty good shape. At the very bottom of that sheet that I gave you, or I'm sorry, I was looking at the other sheet. It shows you the elected official salary. This is what the comp board recommended for next fiscal year. It shows you what our grand total is on line 29, the utility replacement and property tax dollars, and then the property taxes levied. The utility, trying to think of what I want to say. Anyway, the numbers are there.
They are.
There's so much coronavirus going through my head and stuff. There's more information that I got in the email today. The emails just keep coming. So it does show, I was looking for my ending fund balances, here we go, on a different sheet that I have. The 2021 ending fund balances will be down slightly from an estimated $4,600,000 this year to $4,097,000, but as the board and I discussed, we're comfortable with that decrease because we think there'll be some expenses that will not be spent, and so that will give some carryover money coming into the system, so we should be okay. Questions?
Any further discussion?
Any more public input?
Any public input?
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is closed. And we have the resolution 2027-7, adopt the compensation board recommendations for next fiscal year.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2020-7.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes. Now we have the resolution number 2020-8, which is a resolution approving the Humboldt County budget for the fiscal year of 2021.
This is something we started last year. We used to just approve it on the front page of the adoption of the budget. Now they're asking that we file these resolutions with the state, so.
So this will take care of the change from the state, this will get us, we're officially done after this
We're
today?
officially done after
Okay.
today. That's why I didn't want to postpone it. I
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
postponed this.
We know.
I'll have to start all over
To
again.
accept resolution 2020-8 then?
Okay, I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution adopted.
And thank you.
Thanks a lot, Peggy.
Thank you.
Glad to get this wrapped up. Glad to get it wrapped up. You got everything timely?
Yes, yeah, the
We
department's
just-
got everything turned in on
We
time.
didn't want to drag it on.
Yeah.
And congratulations
I mean,
on your
it's-
last budget. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Good work.
That's one one I'll have to do. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get things, going faster next year, so we get some things done in December before I leave.
Oh,
And then
that'd
that
be
way the new
nice.
person coming in won't have to do
Be
quite
a
so
little
long.
easier transition,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's my plan, I don't know, I was
Yeah.
hoping this week to go through and start pitching stuff and sorting out files, but you know how that goes with
Yeah.
everything else going on, so.
I'm hoping that if we get this any smaller, I don't have to get trifocal.
Isn't it awful? I'm gonna have to write to the
A
state
magnifying
and
glass.
ask them, how can you make that work?
That is just...
I'm surprised they can print something that tiny.
Yeah.
Question?
Uh-huh.
These is printed
Oh,
that,
prescription print.
secondary roads thing is
If you better not
8:45,
like
so we got
that.
5 minutes.
Get
to
right
be
up
on the safe
there.
side.
Ben?
Yeah, we can wait.
You wanna wait?
Or...
We have to wait.
We can do this bottom stuff.
I can do the
What?
bottoms, the stuff at the bottom that's not part of the hearing.
There you go.
Yeah,
What do you got at the bottom?
What do you-
I've got approved application to work in the county right away with AJM Farms in section 27 of Weaver Township. He's doing some pattern tiling, and he thinks he can do it all from the field side, but in the event that he has to get into the county's right away, he wanted to cover his bases.
Put it in place,
Yes,
just in case.
just in case.
I would make a motion to approve the work in the right-of-way permit, section 27, for AJM Farms.
And I'll second Bruce's motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Application approved.
We appreciate him
Yeah,
being a little...
always nice, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't think so, but just in case
He had all of his ducks in a row, he had his insurance and everything, and it was
Awesome.
great to work with.
That's
yeah.
great, rather than after the fact.
How about your bridge voucher?
The, second item that I have is to approve pay voucher number 1 to Merriman Bridge for project BROS-swap, blah, blah, blah. For a total payment of $8,477.80.
Hey,
Basically, they moved in, they've got the bridge deck torn off, and some of the equipment. I think their plan this week is to start torching the steel and get the pony truck portion of it actually removed.
yeah, I heard they got trees down and fences out. and-
That sounds like they pulled a couple of trees down on the
Yeah.
east side, that the crane would've had trouble swinging some material in, so,
Okay, now, it's good to have that project. Of course, the high water just come up now.
yeah.
So as soon as you start a project, that's...
With all the rain and everything they got last week,
Mhm.
slowed them up.
So, I'll make a motion to approve voucher number one to Merriman Bridge Construction Company for $8,477.80.
I'll second that.
Just a question, and Ben said that they had started. If the weather is favorable, Ben, what do you think the time frame on that, approximately?
They get 70 work days for it,
If it's, weather's decent, do you think it'll take that long?
probably,
You think so?
yeah. I mean, it's a
Okay.
bridge replacement, it's not a box culvert, so.
Okay, so it could take a couple months.
My guess is it'll probably be the end of June, sometime beginning of July, before it's open to public.
Really? Okay.
You know,
And, and that creek, every time it rains, it comes up rapidly. It's a big, huge watershed.
And that's what I'm trying to factor in, you know, days
Okay.
that they're not gonna.
Just a, rough idea, but, I mean, cautiously optimistic we don't have a lot of flooding.
Getting concrete anymore is hard, trying to schedule it.
Yeah.
I don't know where this, would it come out of
Probably come out of Algonquin.
Algona?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I figured,
and they're plenty busy, obviously, with all the windmills that are going up, and
Mhm.
so, like you said, it's difficult to get scheduled on the day that you want it, probably.
Yeah.
Let's hope it goes favorably, so that's the only question, just
Yeah.
rough idea.
Yep, it'd be nice if it was the 1st of June, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed.
well, we have a couple of minutes, Ben. I had a phone call this morning from Gary Nave. He's still upset about us paying for driveway removal. Doesn't understand why we pay for driveway removals. Nobody else around us does, so I said I would go on record to make sure that you know that he's upset. The other thing is, he's got an article that he wants us to all to read on using rail cars, like we've done. The limit on them is almost as good as concrete, and he really thinks we could save some money on any of those projects that we're trying to get done. So I told him either get it to you or get it to one of us, and we would make sure that you get it. Somebody wrote up what he considers the good articles. I fulfilled mine.
It's probably Brian Kyrlieber, the county engineer of Buchanan County.
That's who it was, Buchanan County.
He's thrown everything at the bridge. I mean, he's got about 300 bridges, I think, in that county, and he's got every single variety you can think of. I mean, he works hand in hand with Iowa State and gets a lot of free material to more or less to demo, and then they rate the performance of that material based on how it performs on his bridges. The rail cars definitely have a place. The issue with the rail cars is the fact that they're only 60 foot long,
Right.
unless you add a band, and then you gotta weld all the way around it. You always run into the issue where you got two 60-foot pieces, if one of them raises and the other one doesn't, you know, now you've got a kink in the thing.
Mhm.
We are trying to utilize them as much as we can, but they're not as good as
They work good for low-level crossings where the roads aren't so wide.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
When I say low level, low traffic level, I
Low
should
traffic,
say.
yes.
That's what I meant to say, low traffic.
And Brian's got a lot of, he puts in a lot of bridges where we're putting in box culverts. You know, 5, 6 square miles of drainage, you could get away with a box culvert, he puts a bridge in. Because he gets some material for free. He's got his own county has a bridge crew that does a lot of the assembly itself. I mean, they've got a crane, they drive their own pile. They're set up for it.
All right, we're all official past 8:45.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the 2021 secondary road construction program.
Second.
Quotes the 5-year plan.
Wasn't sure who was the second, I heard David.
Either one, whatever one you pick.
Okay.
Any discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public hearing is open. So discussion on the 5-year plan. We've been through this,
Yes, so...
no changes, obviously.
No, obviously, we added a few projects down there in year 5. The big change from our work sessions is the addition of Murray Bridge under the 5-year plan. After our meetings at ISAC, that wasn't last week, 2 weeks ago, they discussed the possibility of a bulk bridge fund that might become available to the state. And with that, they're looking at clipping off a few of these, what they call high-dollar county bridges that are basically in limbo because nobody's got the kind of funding that it would require.
And in order to qualify for the funding, it has to be on your 5-year plan.
Yes, and in order to qualify, you have to have it on the 5-year plan. So I put it on year 5 with a ILL number, it's an illustrative number. But right now, the rough wild guess of what that project would cost would be about $3 million.
But if we can acquire grant money
If we can
for
get
it,
grant money from the state for it,
it's worth a shot.
cost us anything.
Hopefully can.
Mhm.
That would be awesome. Is there any, public comments on the 5-year plan?
The only other thing that, as I remember from last year, Ben, is if something happened on one, we could move it.
Yeah, so obviously if there's a colossal bridge failure or something like that,
We have the ability to move it as long as...
just like we amend our budget, we could amend the 5-year plan to be able to pull the thing
Yeah.
forward.
Right.
Even if something's not on the 5-year plan, it'll get fixed and put on the 5-year plan.
Yes, so
Good
if
point.
there's an accident and somebody takes out a bridge and it's not even on the 5-year plan,
Yeah.
if we deem that it's a necessary structure, yeah, we can add it to the 5-year plan and pull it forward.
Make a motion to close the public portion.
Second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing is closed. We have 2 approvals. One is the road budget, and one is the the construction program we just discussed.
Does that need to be separate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make the...
Go ahead.
Is that little chair place getting to you over
Yeah.
there?
Okay, I'll make the motion for Humboldt County, FY 2021, Iowa DOT, secondary road budget.
I will second Sandy's motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I will make a motion to accept the 2021 secondary road construction program.
Oh, Sandy got it.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then
Approved.
signatures for you.
Do you have an official thing for me to sign there? Okay.
For you and...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he can't get close enough to you to give it to you, but...
So, make it into a paper airplane and fly it over here.
I wait 2 days to sign it.
Just don't touch that corner.
You look relatively healthy.
I am.
Okay. Not too worried. Can we, in the essence of time, move down to the approval of the claims? Did everybody get a chance to look at them, Rick?
Yes.
Bruce, I know,
Yep.
Dave.
So let Peggy get set back down so she could get the number. Number I saw or had was 173,497.36 and 36,376.75 for drainage. I'd make a motion to approve them.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on the claims? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Claims passed. I will sign those so we can keep that moving along. While I'm signing these, we could move to the top thing right now and just have a little discussion on an every other week meeting, and I will just throw out my comment. Unless this changes very quickly, I would take a strong look at doing this remotely. Possible teleconference, use some of our video technology. Rick, I talked to him the other day, he said you had a meeting via, I don't know what.
It was Zoom.
Zoom.
They called it.
That's
But
what I
it-
was gonna talk to you about, that's the next thing on the agenda.
So I'm just throwing that out, but anyway, in conjunction with an every other week meeting, there's other counties that is their protocol. Go ahead and, I'd just like to wonder what people's thoughts are on that. It would, I'll be,
I've done Zoom meetings, and they're easy to do. You just click on a button and...
Yeah.
you feel that every other week would be,
Well, we catch the
see, we start,
claims.
that's where we're at right now, so it lines up perfectly with claims.
You gotta make sure
You got issues, Ben?
I would need
Microphone
additional
and
powers if you guys are gonna switch to every 2 weeks.
Right.
Mine is,
Uh,
if we do it by Zoom.
If we're doing it by Zoom, I don't know why we can't do it every week.
That's what how I
I'm just-
feel.
Yeah,
No,
because it
I know,
was simple.
Yeah, it is very, very simple.
We had only one issue, one guy couldn't get his mic turned on, and I don't know if he wasn't pushing the right button on his computer to shut the mute off, so he just had to use a thumbs up or thumbs down sign. But,
I did check out the agendas, I thought I had that in here somewhere, I've got so much stuff. But there's not a lot coming up where there is a drainage hearing in April. You guys probably have that on your schedule. That was the only thing, Denise was supposed to come and Cindy from IDHCP. I've talked to them, and they are gonna just do it by telephone conference, so.
Okay.
And that one was coming up in April also.
We've got a bid letting for a project coming the end of March.
Is that your box culvert thing that you told us about a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
You have,
It's a Tuesday or something, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, I was thinking,
I think it's the
that is on the 31st.
Yep.
yeah.
Can you handle that? I mean, that's not
Yeah,
a,
there's not gonna be any need for, I guess,
Be the following
board
week.
action, it'll be the following week.
following week,
for
we'll
project.
accept the bids.
right? So, I mean, that would be, you can handle that one way or the other without concern on the social distancing and all that fun stuff.
Right, yeah, I think I've got it listed that they'll turn in their bids here to the auditor's office like normal, and they can just come in at 10 o'clock and open them in there, and basically tell them who the preliminary low bid is.
So, if we did do every other, if we had something come up,
I think we need to do it every week.
I do too.
With the Zoom, it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's easy.
well, that's what I was worried
Ben,
about.
he's got that stuff signed.
I mean, you gotta work in the right of way permits, you know, you can force some contractors to wait 2 weeks.
I mean, we all got a computer at home.
Right. No, I think every week is actually what we should, we don't know what's gonna come up.
No.
And we might have to
We might
have...
have emergency
That's what I was
meetings.
gonna say, we might have to do something in between,
I
too, we
think the
don't
sheriff
know.
agrees with that. He's shaking his head. I don't know if he's just being,
Practicing bobblehead.
If we go the 2 weeks, we would not meet again till April 6th, which is when Denise and Cindy want to talk about our healthcare plan. Claims is the 13th, we could change the date on the claims, or we could have you meet 2 times in a row there to catch the claims, and then get into that 2-week cycle.
I think well, I know we're jumping down here to this video conferencing thing.
Yeah, they kind of tie into each other.
Yeah.
They do.
If we have the ability to do the Zoom, I don't know why we couldn't do it every week,
Yeah,
and just keep things moving along like we always have.
I think,
Is
I
it-
think we need to keep business as usual.
I think we do.
well, that's what I think also, and as long as I have a little training on it, 'cause I don't wanna be the one.
It's pretty easy, Bruce, I did it.
I know.
All by myself.
God forbid, I'm the one that kinda holds up another meeting or two. I get to try one Tuesday night and one Thursday, so.
Yeah.
I've seen quite a few counties reply back, to people who have said, what are you doing on teleconferencing? And, I'd say vast majority of them are using Zoom. There are some other products out there, but it seems to be so easy, and from what I'm seeing, there is no cost. Someone suggested a Zoom Pro. I don't know how much better that is. I thought I'd get a hold of them, and if that's all right with you, and see if that's something better or more secure, or why that one.
Try it next week,
Is
we'll
that-
walk through it.
Okay.
For all of us then, or like my office?
I don't know why you couldn't use it if we had it, yeah.
I'm not sure. I talked to Max last week about it, and I can't remember if he said that's an individual thing or, like a subscription for everybody,
Okay.
because we'll have border review coming up in May.
Yeah, that's
Is that what similar to what they use in some of the courthouses, Dean, for appearing before a judge? Don't they do some type of,
Like in Lester County, they have a video conference from the jail to the, I don't think it's a Zoom or anything.
no, I know, but it's similar to the Skype or?
Yeah.
I think we should check into it and that way.
Yeah, I mean, it worked great.
The other service that, like,
Well,
county
it's really-
social services
How long
is
do you
using
have
Go,
a club?
county social services, Peggy, is using Go-To meetings.
Oh, yes,
So I don't know which would be better.
The one that I saw was Zoom, that was nice, it can take up to 100 participants.
Yeah,
So if you had people calling in from outlying areas that wanted to visit with you,
yeah, it's easy for them to get on.
it'd be easy for them, yeah, you wouldn't have to worry about the capacity to hold.
I think that might be what we're trying for CFR
Yeah, 'cause like
Thursday
we could do
night.
that with Cindy Allen or Denise Allen.
Oh, yes,
You know.
most definitely.
We'll get them back on discussion on changing the Board of Supervisors meeting. I vote that we, or make a motion that we hold it every Monday.
Second.
Via teleconference or Zoom.
Well, let's just go one at a time here.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna leave it at every Monday then?
Yeah,
All right. We got Lee and Loney? Yep, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's just discussion, so we
Yep.
pretty much discussed it. So, then the teleconferencing thing.
All in favor?
well, it's just a
This
discussion.
is a
Yeah.
discussion, there's no action.
Yeah, 'cause we're not changing anything.
No.
All right.
So,
So now let's get to the teleconferencing. Is that in a week's time, we're gonna be able to have that up and?
I hope so, 'cause it seems like to be, but we're gonna have to do some testing, I'll have to make sure
Yeah.
I can get it.
Yeah, but you don't have the
I'll
budget
get
to
ahold of
work
Max
with now, so
today.
you got all kinds of free time, don't you?
Oh, sure, yeah. That's why I threw all that extra stuff on the agenda today, it's like, oh, I better get this stuff done.
But if you can open the link, then everybody can log in.
Well, yeah. I don't know, they're supposed to be able to make it, I sent her some stuff, but we have to have access, I guess.
Yes.
So I don't
Mhm.
know, it doesn't matter if I can't talk to you, if I can hear what you're saying, that's all that.
And that
I guess
should
I could
provide
watch it
that.
afterwards on
yeah.
Mm-hmm,
YouTube or whatever, but.
right.
Same thing with Donovan, he could get on.
Yeah, basically, they had the camera at one end, everybody just kinda sat in the U, and the room I was at, the room was twice this size at least, and we all could hear pretty decent.
Okay, and with Zoom, you could be at home.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know.
well, I think there was 4 people in the room, and then
Everybody else
there's
is on
about
the-
7 people online,
Okay.
and it worked pretty well.
Yeah.
So would you have to publish the link on the webpage?
Yes, I would think you'd have
So that you can still
to.
get public comment from people, they'd have the ability to log in.
They have to have the ability to, yeah. Yeah, we would have to do that if we went.
So you, I'm assuming you'd know, if someone logged in, that
It shows up,
we'd know who it was?
yes.
Yeah, you would.
When I was
have to
doing
have
it, it
to-
said, so-and-so, come on,
Okay.
join the meeting. And you can tell them no also. You have to grant them permission to join, the way it was at our meeting.
Cute, right?
Yeah, that's what showed up on ours,
Okay.
so.
You feel comfortable that in a week's time, this will be up and running? I'm sure you can send out
Yeah,
the
if for some
information.
reason there's any kind of a glitch or anything, and it goes longer, I can let you know.
I mean, we,
But I would think we could,
We'd be able to stumble through one more like this if we...
Yeah. I don't know, this, and I'm not paranoid, but as we can see, I mean, we wanna be part of the solution, obviously.
Not the problem.
Not the problem.
Yeah,
So I really feel that this
that's
should be our
the
last...
way we need to go.
This, yeah, this should be our last face-to-face meeting, because,
It's kinda sad.
I know it.
I mean, my
Not
wife
that I
made
don't
an
wanna
apple
see
crisp
you guys.
yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
We missed out on that.
it?
He won't let me.
this is social distancing, man. You gotta, everybody's gotta take their responsibility.
Can't put that in your...
No, I gotta
We
eat
still have to
something.
eat. Now, he's gonna have to eat the whole apple crisp by himself.
No, what he can do is he can put a piece in his mailbox, you can drive by, take the piece out of your... Yeah.
That is just
When I-
wrong.
I have crackers.
I got a banana in my truck.
Well, there you go. So, if there's, hopefully there won't be any problems with that, and if you can line that up,
I will keep you in touch as to what's going on.
send instructions. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
should have...
Dave and I will get together.
I'm trying to figure it out. I really don't think for next week's meeting there'll be a lot on the agenda.
No,
But
probably.
maybe that's a good trial run of this program,
Right.
so. Is that agreeable with everybody?
Sure.
Yep.
Yes.
Keep an eye out for Peggy's updates on Zoom or indoor.
I apologize for all the ones that have been coming lately, but as I get them, I'm trying to forward them on to you so that you're aware of what's going on also.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So, we got that. Let's have, some discussion on the resolution 2020-9, that approves temporary amendments to the employee policy manual in response to all of this.
The reason this is on here, Sandy, for this, it's a copy of what Winnebago County was doing, but just substituting our information. And I believe they got that from the Department of Health guidelines or CDC or something like that. Correct.
Go back to bed, I think.
Go back to bed?
Yeah.
Please go back to bed. Yep.
Yeah.
With, union employees that don't follow the personnel policy, would they also be following this then?
I don't know if we would have to get a hold of the
I haven't seen the
union
changes.
and have them approve it. I'm not sure, because usually they don't follow the personnel policy, so that's a good point to make, but
But a lot of the laws have changed and they've kind of overridden a lot of the things that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to make it easier and to make it safer for everybody.
yeah.
But we would have to get a hold of it, but I kind of think they would have to follow it, would be my guess.
On item 4, under number 1, family is interpreted as to what is already in our manual, correct?
Where's that?
Item 4, number, or C4, 1 through 4, that...
Oh, there it is.
The term family, that means who we've already identified as family in our manual. We're not-
Have you given that
Yes.
one of these for Ben?
Oh, sure, I'm sorry, let me get your copy.
or letter C, is that what you're asking?
C4, yeah, 1C4.
C4, okay.
When you say family, just identify that what's already been determined as a family from the name, who family members
Yes,
are.
I see what you're saying, yes, I would say so. You have to.
Well, the union listed it.
Oh, is it?
See, that's why they should probably prove it.
Yeah, on the union policy, the list of family members is more extensive than our personnel policy.
Oh, it is.
We've got more people.
I would make a motion that we approve this. We'll have to find out about the, bargaining unit and see what they have to follow.
Well, basically, that'd be up to them, if it's a separate entity, but they know that it's county-wise.
Right, we'll have to see what the laws say. The laws are changing on a day-to-day basis
I know it.
on this kind of stuff. So we have to find out first what the legal part of it is, if we can legally have the union follow the same rules.
Do you want me to
They're
get
changing a
ahold
lot
of,
of things.
do you want me to get hold of Renee Von Borken and ask her, because she's usually our contact to
Okay.
the union, and have her get hold of Matt and see.
That'd probably be a good idea.
So do you wanna
But unemployment is
move
changing on a
it?
day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
Every 24 hours, things
something's
change.
changing, so,
Do you wanna do you want a second on the motion, or do you wanna?
That would be
we-
nice.
I will second that.
Okay.
Okay. So, on resolution,
do you have a question, Ben?
Dean?
yep, discussion?
Oh, I thought you had,
No, there's some...
Go ahead, Dave.
The question was brought up to me that if one of my employees tests positive, what do I do with the other guys that are in that shop? So like, say Ben Stalzer tests positive out of the boat shop, what do I do with the other 6 guys that report to that shop that he's had daily contact with? Can you send them to the hospital to be tested, or do
They
you
won't
just
test.
automatically send them home for 14 days?
Yeah.
And then, it said 7 days incubation period, so if they experience symptoms in those 7 days, obviously they get an additional 2 weeks from that point.
Correct. So you do the 7 days, if they don't have any, symptoms, from what I understand, then they can come back. There's a 3-day thing in there, oh, no, that's if they have, a fever. They have to be fever-free for, is it 48 hours? Yeah, it's 48 hours now.
But I mean, if somebody in the auditor's office got it, you'd shut the auditor's office down.
Correct.
And I would send everybody home.
And the same self-isolation, yeah, even with your shop, I mean, it's almost anywhere.
I think
Because we're
let my
basically-
staff.
Because we're basically 3 shops.
Yeah, you're 3 separate buildings.
Right.
Ben, I guess you'll be driving the road grader then.
I've always wanted to learn.
Hopefully this is not your opportunity, but I feel that might be the case,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, it's not mine,
It
that
is.
is the case.
really.
well, we've been to 3 different, or I've been to 3 different times listening to Michelle Slater, and I think it's imperative that we all know that the number one thing they say is, if you don't feel good, don't come to work, period. That's just, we can't have them,
Right.
I think I'm gonna be all right, and then
Mhm.
walk in and they infect, and it, we don't know for 7 days.
But if it's 7 days incubation, you can be sick.
Spreading it for a long time.
Spreading it and not even know it.
It is very important for staff to really realize that if you do not feel good, stay home. And see, I mean, the governor, every day, somebody asks the 10 different, the same question 10 different ways, and she says the
It's the same thing, I think everyone's got their mind
You have
around
a
it.
fever, you know what I mean? But it's just like, that's what you gotta do. You have to follow the recommendations.
Past that, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So, 2029, 9 is adopted, and you're gonna check, I guess, in relationship to the union policies.
You bet.
We'll take care of that one.
This is supposed to be for the city of Humboldt, and that's
Right under that, we have the discussion possible approval policy on compensation of employees during COVID-19.
Some of that was covered under that previous resolution, but I've been getting emails from other auditors about what they're gonna do. If it comes to the point where everybody has to go home, then what do you do? If I can find that now, like I said, everything's in here. I first sent out a note saying, if a public employer closes as a safety measure to contain COVID-19, but continues to pay its employees, is that I've recovered? They say yes. Here's one from Jasper County, and they pay their employees as an employee. If the county tells employees to go home, they pay if the employee chooses to go home. They pay with sick leave, vacation, comp time, whatever's appropriate. One from Clinton County, they're going on a case-by-case basis. If they are closed to the public, all employees are expected to report to work, with doors locked, of course. An employee must be home due to a virus-related issue. They'll try to find work for them to do from home and pay them their regular rate. If that can't be done, then sick leave FMLA guidelines are always available. If we were to close the building to everyone, including employees, then we would likely pay those for the regular shifts they would have worked. We would also have to have some employees be working from home to keep operations running as well as possible. Washington County had a policy, if they're under quarantine or fails to follow the guidance of the self-quarantine, the employee will be placed on administrative leave. Non-essential employees that are sent home and are unable to work from home will be placed on paid administrative leave. They have a maximum vacation bank that they expanded on. Jones County just sent out a survey asking what people were doing. Blackhawk County, they're going to determine which of their employees are considered essential for current duties and which employees are not. Non-essential employees will receive administrative leave for 2 weeks effective immediately. And that's pretty much it. So, just giving you some ideas of what some other counties are doing. Not that we have to pass a policy right now, but I think we need to be thinking. We need to get some ideas together of what you want to do so we can let our employees know because they need to be advised.
So, any of those counties, I mean, did they necessarily have a resolution, or was it just their,
Most of them are by motions.
or just their policy?
This one from Washington County goes like section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it doesn't say, I'm assuming it's a resolution. But it doesn't say that. The one from Blackhawk County is the same way. But it looks like a motion, be it further resolved. But they do a lot of their motions that way. So policies, I could ask for policies. I'm sure the auditors would be willing to share. But I just wanted to keep you up to date and have you be thinking about it. I have no formal policy to give you on that at this point.
This sounds like maybe, obviously, I'm keeping on top of all of the things, that if you feel that we need an actual policy, whether we know that in a week's time or not, no one knows, but something that you could draft, and then it could be formally voted on.
Yes. I would be happy to put that together for you.
Okay.
And I guess just keep your ear to your emails probably on overload.
Yes, they have been. I did get caught up this weekend, though. I got everything read, everything up to date, so.
So I tried to do that this morning about 6 o'clock when I was reading all the stuff that you'd sent from, Friday till Sunday, and
And that's
feel like I was way behind.
just a tenth of what I get.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
I'm sure you're our filter, so we don't get it all.
Yes,
Thank
I don't
goodness.
send you all the stuff from,
Thank
when
you.
it's duplicates, it's like you don't need to hear it 3 times.
Yeah. Okay.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, moving down the list, we have the disaster declaration for Humboldt County in front of us as well.
Sandy had proposed, this is a combination of a couple different counties put together. We did check with the Department of Public Health, because it's always a good idea to have them on board with this. They were supposed to meet tomorrow, but that didn't help us because we're meeting today. So I sent an email out to all the Department of Health members, asked them if they'd look this over, give us their blessing on it if they would, so we could include their name, and we have done that. So on that last paragraph where it says, therefore, the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors, under the recommendation of the Humboldt County Board of Health, has declared a state of emergency authorized under Iowa state statute. And it's to make it easier for us to execute the expenditure of emergency funds and doing mutual aid agreements, and applying to the state for assistance. Not that we need this right now, but as I told several of you, we need to be ready, guys.
It would be in place,
We don't want to be the last one doing this.
exactly.
I know
I've
other-
been on several conference calls on the national level, that we've been getting, and every one that we've had, it says we need to document all the money that we've had to spend for extra. So we just need to make sure that every department realizes that if we're spending money, we need to document what day we did it, when we did it, why we did it.
And that would be a good thing to bring up in our employee meeting after this meeting here, our department head meeting,
Yep,
to make sure that everybody
does
is
that,
aware.
okay.
And I do know several other counties have adopted a similar declaration already.
Yeah,
I think everyone around us.
Yeah.
I would make a motion to adopt the Humboldt County Disaster Declaration for COVID-19.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Declaration passed.
Thanks, Sandy.
You bet.
And Peggy.
It's one thing I'm good at, I'm good at
That's good.
That's a good asset to have on the board.
So we don't forget our,
Claim?
additions to the agenda.
Yeah, we did
We did the claims, all right, I didn't check.
So we don't forget the additions to the agenda, which we have printed.
On our second page.
Yes. Let's just go down those in order, because I know we do not want to miss signing the canon certificate.
I'll make a motion to authorize our chairman to sign the canon certificate.
Second.
Any discussion on the canon? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do you have an official copy of that?
Yes.
Okay.
We just did it a couple years ago, last year.
Whip sent a picture of that, is that what we do?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I was gonna-
Very worried about that
Yeah,
canon.
they're fussy about that
They
canon.
are.
Well,
Just
rightly
think we had an
so.
aircraft carrier sitting out there.
Well, I'd go for something a little bigger than that, then, you know, who knows? Now we need to authorize Rick to sign the landfill certification documents.
These are due April 1st, so we need to get these in.
I'll second it.
You the first on that?
I
Oh, thank you.
Sandy did.
Hearing quit there.
Sorry, I wasn't doing it well.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, who was the second? I knew Sandy.
Dave.
Thank you.
I was,
Opposed? There you go, Rick.
I had my monthly landfill meeting down for the regional one, and we stressed the employees down there, they're just as important as the hospital staff. And the sheriff's department, they, you know, if you don't have that landfill up and operating.
Oh, boy.
So, we stress the importance of the employees down there.
Excellent.
So, and they're doing what they can to, keep their distances and,
Stay safe.
yeah,
Excellent.
so.
Okay, so we got that done. Now, we need to have some discussion on, actually closing down the courthouse doors, locking.
I put this on because we now have a case of COVID-19 in Cassuth County. That's very close to us, guys. We've been doing very well with the ropes and keeping people out to there, but maybe it's time to, go a little further, and I've talked to most, every office, I talked to Edmo, but Rick, did you get ahold of Kathy and ask her what she?
No, I did not,
Okay,
because it was Sunday when I thought of that.
okay. The court system is ready to shut down. They will have people still here. They're gonna do a swing shift up there and have two people, or have one person work 2 days and another one work 2 days, or however they're doing that. But they're still gonna do appointments like we are doing, and we'll still have appointments at the door. I found one of my great big black voting boxes. It's a huge, it's heavy to pick up just by itself, but we're gonna anchor it down. I have Dave looking at it
Oh,
to approve
okay,
this.
for drop-offs.
For drop-offs, and we'll put it in the vestibule of coming in, and then we'll have those two doors that are in the vestibule shut, and signs on them not to proceed any further unless they have authorization.
Okay.
So,
That's a good idea.
Mhm.
don't know if that's okay with you, or,
I think we're at a point that it's needed. I mean, if you take other government agencies, the FSA office is the same, that they are working, but there is no one going into that office.
And we gotta keep our staff protected from this, 'cause
Yes.
we gotta have them working.
Yes, to keep as close to business as usual, or to maintain the functioning, that's just, I think it's a needed measure at this point.
Mhm.
we are using an infinite amount of hand sanitizer as it is, trying to make sure that after every person that we wait on and everybody that we help, we use the hand sanitizer. So it would be appreciated if we could have a little more openness, so we don't have to move barriers when we need to go to the bathroom, or if we
I
need
agree.
access to, but I don't know how, Kathy was the only office I haven't been able to talk to,
Kathy.
up at Community
Erickson.
Services.
Kathy's
I don't
here.
think that would be an issue, I really
Should we have her
don't.
come down and,
Yes.
Call her and
I
ask
think
her.
we should have done it before.
I do too, but we couldn't do anything till the court, so. But I
maybe she'll wanna do
I
a
just,
telephone
I don't
in.
understand where the hospital is. You still have that person come walk in.
Vestibule area.
And to me, it's just
Kathy?
inviting them.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's Kathy here.
Have somebody there with a
This is Peggy.
taking temperatures.
Okay.
And that's as far as they can go.
Yeah.
Somebody doing this, trespassing.
Or, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No.
So that
I was at a meeting there
way-
Wednesday, and I even walked in to the front desk and said, so, do I need to do anything?
They sort of-
No, you're good.
Everybody.
Do you have any questions?
Hi Kathy and Peggy. We are in the boardroom and we're discussing the possibility of closing the courthouse doors and having by appointment only. Do you want to either come down, or I can put you on speakerphone and you can talk to the board and see how that is with you? All right, we'll see you in a minute. Bye. Kathy's gonna come down.
Is she coming down, Peggy?
Yes.
Okay.
They're talking about sending them over to the hospital.
Good friends.
Read temperatures for everybody that comes in.
Well, my brother-in-law down in Kansas City is an undertaker. He went to get a death certificate signed at a hospital. They took his temperature at the front door. They took his pictures. And I said, well, why would they do that? It's because if someone tests positive that day, they can go back through the records and they will check this year. You have to be able to notify whoever came through the door that you've been exposed. Otherwise, you can't track that.
The Kansas City metro area will have a 30-day lockdown starting Tuesday.
I know it's a what if, we can chase our tails much more, but...
You know, I think the larger, highly densely populated cities are very concerned.
Right, oh, yeah.
You know, people that were close contact.
Yeah.
The problem is nobody's self-quarantining, you know, you see on Facebook, people are getting together.
It's hard to say because they're changing it.
Sitting around on a Saturday night, you see pictures of 10 people or whatever. It's like, stay home.
I know it's tough, but, you know, the company you have, you gotta do what's right.
Did you see the one that says, no more arrests, no one had spousal fight, 89,000.
Did you sign that?
I would,
Okay,
I would
so
agree,
that's true.
I would agree with that, hey, I made sure I got it.
Yeah.
Where do you meet at?
Checkpoint. The hallway. I got ordered a copy.
Oh, my
Last night was upstairs, but there.
Well,
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that.
want you in here.
I have a TV.
We're just double checking with you on locking.
That way, keep it really spread out there.
Okay,
You're good with it?
well, how are they handling it with the, like the quick report?
Appointment only.
They have authorized us to go ahead and close, but they will do by
Okay.
appointment. So all the phone numbers that are posted on the door, they'll be using those. You still can go out and meet people. We're talking about closing the vestibule doors, so that little entryway there would still be open. We'd have a drop box there for people to drop off stuff, but it'd also give you the ability to meet with somebody. You could even talk through the door if you didn't feel like you wanted to have any touch action, but you could still drop things in the drop box and instruct people. And if you need to actually speak with them, you can let them in.
Are you okay with that?
We'll make it work.
We worry about your clients.
Yeah.
Concerned that they get the care and the advice that they need.
Mhm.
So hopefully, this will be all right.
Yeah, so the doors will be locked and we will be here?
Yes.
At a time appointment only, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll still be here.
Okay.
Yes.
All they have to do is call you and say, hey, is that 10 o'clock still on? And sure, you go down.
Then
You make
have-
a decision whether you want to meet face to face.
Yeah, 'cause that was my biggest concern is, phone forwarding or different stuff like that, trying to figure that out, but if we
No,
can, if we
you're
can still
here.
be here,
Oh,
take
yes.
care of our phones.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
Up at the food pantry, they've done, if they call, they're just, you get a bag. There's no more entering.
Mhm.
They just, you show up, they give them a bag, and that's how it's handled.
Was there no people there Thursday?
We didn't want to have this happen.
Yeah.
Thursday.
No, because we should have
I got a
been,
bag
well,
of
first
stuff
person.
to get, I thought, I need to
Everybody
get
else
rid of
is-
some of this stuff, get it.
You can make that work, yeah, you'll still, there's still.
And they just came out to my car.
Yeah.
It's just
No, it's
keeping
fine.
people out.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
'cause that was my main thing, not knowing what to do as far as getting good.
Hopefully they'll call you first and.
Yep.
So do we need to-
arrangements.
Well,
Make
doors
an
are locked, they
action.
will.
Yeah.
That's an option is setting the box outside the front door, because it
It
is
says
durable
possible
enough, it
action.
can be outside.
Mm-hmm.
So then the main door would be locked, and they couldn't even come into the vestibule
Yeah.
unless you let them in. Because those vestibule doors don't lock. The only way that we can secure them is if Dave put
Put
a
a chain on it.
chain through it. And I said, oh my goodness, let's not get to that.
No, that's a little like-
That's a
I
little
would,
scary.
did you have a
Fire
durable box and obviously
Fire
will
code.
Something that
needs
can't be
of
removed.
that, I'd almost recommend that.
Yeah, cash.
I mean,
It has
Yeah.
to be mounted.
It has to be attached to something. It
It
can't
has
be-
to
I
be
have,
attached.
I've talked to Dave about a chain on that and attach it to the railing, attach it to the wall. I asked him to look and see where the best space would be to put it and how to attach it and keep it safe,
Mhm.
so.
You're still gonna have people wander in, if their door's unlocked, they're gonna come in.
No, we would lock the door.
Lock it.
No, I mean the vestibule doors.
No,
They're not-
well, yeah, if we
if you
just did
don't,
that.
if you don't put the chain on, I agree with Dave.
Yeah.
I
I
would,
would say
No,
lock the
what I'm-
main door.
Okay, that's what I was going for, we could lock the main door,
Yes.
not even have them come in the
No.
vestibule. You have to actually push the door open to let
Yes,
them in.
yes.
Okay.
How many people stop and read all them notes on the door down there?
Surprisingly, they do, because as I'm taking notes down and posting them on the door every 10 minutes, it seems like, there's someone standing there reading the door.
I think if the door's locked, they will be inclined to read it, because we had some people in last week that definitely could have just either dropped something off or just given us a phone call or mailed because they could get in the door, so I mean, we could see
Mhm.
people in that, had they have called our number, we probably could have
That's
advised
what
them to do
we're-
something different.
that's-
This will help alleviate that.
And my apologies to one of your clients, because we had the barriers set up, not thinking that they would need access to the
Oh.
elevator, and he went all the way up the steps and was very winded by the time he got to the top. And when he
Yeah.
told me, I felt really bad, so I
Yeah.
went and moved all the barriers back, never thinking,
Yeah.
somebody has to have access to that elevator.
The other thing that, if you came down for a client, you were walking them downstairs and someone was there, we can't let someone else in waiting for Jana to get down to the steps. So they're just gonna have to say, if you're waiting for Jana, I'm sorry, you gotta wait.
Mhm.
Because they might have more people in their office than what they can do now, so.
I agree with Dave, though, all perimeter doors should be locked, and that box should be outside.
'Cause if you start putting a chain up, then an emergency or a fire or
Can't
something,
get out.
you can't get out.
That's scary.
So,
It's true.
you gotta have it where you can get out.
Might as well just go to the next step right away, because it,
Okay, if you make a motion for this, I'd like it to be effective at noon, give me time to get some signs put together. We have a department head meeting after this, so that's gonna maybe put us at 10:30, 11, I need time to get signs together.
Is that
Is that all right?
I will make that motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be
I'll make
second
a
meeting.
motion to lock the outside door.
Okay.
I'll second.
At 12 noon.
effective noon today.
Tuesday.
So with all this stuff, if each office decides to stagger, like, I've only got 4 employees, 3, so like 2 of us stay home for a couple days or whatever, and then, you know, alternate, we still get paid for that, right?
I believe, so.
I think that's how it reads.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we have an April 1st deadline, so I really don't want anybody gone for a while, but this is a
Well, hopefully this is-
way bigger thing.
This would be I would say, let's not start using that frame of mind until we get someone that possibly, and we may need more time later, and I hope and pray we don't have any of that hit.
Yeah, like you say,
So
get
if we
as much
take-
work done as you
Start
can now.
this week,
That's what you're saying, you really don't want, you want your full staff
Right.
there.
Mhm.
And hopefully with these measures, it will be easier to maintain the full
Right.
staff.
Yeah.
that's the way I look
And
at it.
that's the same way, we've got
Proactive
primary
right now.
election coming up, we've got.
And you don't have, last I looked, you don't have a lot of people in your office either. So, that's why we're doing things like this. I appreciate your thought of,
I will clarify your
Locking
question
the
with
door.
Renee to make
Okay,
sure,
that'd be good.
and get back to you, yeah.
so,
Don't barricade us, lock all external doors.
Yep.
so we have a first, second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We'll just put that in until the state basically changes.
Till further
No further
notice.
notice, yeah.
Yeah, the next
There's,
24.
you know, there's no sense in putting a date on it.
No, that's what
No.
I'm saying, we'll just,
No,
until
no
further
sense in putting a
notice.
date on it.
I hope it's for a week.
As long as you get to sign that cannon certificate.
Yes, I got everything right here for you.
I don't want them coming out just because we got the cannon.
Yeah.
That would be really bad if they repossess our cannons.
Yeah.
All right, just so we cover everything, let's run through the committee reports real quick, if anybody has anything to report.
Well, the only one I had was the ones for the Fort Dodge Regional Landfill on Friday afternoon, right, via Zoom, hour and 55 minutes.
Do they usually last that long in person?
Telephone meeting? or-
Yeah, it's Zoom,
Okay.
over the computer. Yeah, they always last 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours sometimes. They get pretty chatty.
Okay.
All right, on, Tuesday, the 17th, I didn't meet, I was supposed to meet with her, but that, lady on the dam, that Nene,
Did you meet with her?
she called me, she didn't wanna leave an answer, so we visited for an hour, in reference to what our feelings were with the dam, which, my question is, there's some belief going around that we control the dam.
We do not.
We don't.
Yeah.
Well, I have a phone call that I have to make out to Illinois, that this Mike, Molson, his mom and dad own a bunch of ground by Rutland, and their tenant's ready to quit farming because we won't open the dam. I said, we don't have the control of the dam, but he's bound and determined we do, so I have to call him back and tell him that we have no ability to open and close the dam.
He's barking up the wrong tree.
You know, I said,
Tell the
we don't.
DNR, Corps of Engineers.
That's what I told him. DNR would be the person or people to contact. On Wednesday, then, we had the ministerial meeting at the hospital, and we got the latest version of what was going on with that, and basically, what the churches are now cut for services and whatnot, so they all, I think there was 5 churches there. But everything is basically shut down to that, so that was all I had.
That's all you had, okay. Tuesday, here in Humboldt, we had the kitty cat daycare meeting. I had a conference call at 3 o'clock on the national level for COVID-19. Wednesday, I also did another, COVID-19 conference call on the national level. And those are very interesting. I really learned a lot of different things that we should be looking out for and what we can and, can do, and they've been really good. My Iowa Workforce Region 5, was canceled, but we did kind of a little conference call. I've got the 28E agreement completed, so I'll need to get that on the agenda, probably see if I can get that on next week's agenda, but I gotta get it out to all the different counties, so that we can get that done and because they're not, that's one thing that they're not really extending our deadlines on. So we gotta get that done. Thursday, I had a NACO conference call that I was on. That was it.
Mike's meetings were canceled last week. 2 of them this week are canceled.
I'm like Dave, canceled meetings. I did, listen in on the governor's press conferences, the NACO call, one of those, if not 2, can't remember, but, so yeah, but no official meetings.
You got anything for us, maybe?
Yeah, did you need to discuss the letter from Randy Creckwell on zoning?
No. This is not official, but I'm even hesitant to say it's just an FYI, is what it is.
Okay. I did some checking, because I don't think he can do this, and I had John Beatty look into it. He was wanting to change his process for public hearing.
John's out there.
Okay.
Well, plus it's not our board, it's Board of Adjustment.
Right, but they still have to meet, and they still have to have public hearings. They can't delay that part of it. They can do it by teleconferencing.
Then they may have to do that.
Yeah, but they cannot.
What it amounts to is,
Yeah.
they...
Can you hear us? Okay.
John?
John.
What it amounts to is, Randy got a request for, reclassification to someone wanting to have a business out in the country. And he went through all the steps, and all that was fine, no issues with anything. But there again, like Peggy mentioned, this is a Board of Adjustment, needs to come for their approval. And he is trying to go through the process without, public
Input.
meeting. No, not without, publish it, do everything correctly, without them, it's not us, it's them.
Not them
He's
physically.
making the Board of Supervisors aware of it. We have it's a Board of Adjustment. You're still on the Board of Adjustment? So it's gonna be up to the Board of Adjustment how they wanna handle that. You looked at that?
Yeah, well, I don't think you can ignore the procedures in the zoning ordinance without changing the zoning ordinance. So I understand the reasoning behind what he wants to do, but basically my opinion is, if he wants to do it that way, he can do it that way, you still need to have the meeting. You can have a meeting by teleconference, video conference, but you have to have a meeting. If you want to say, through the coronavirus, we'd ask public comments be given prior to the meeting, but they would still have the right to present those in the meeting. I mean, honestly, I don't know if people would show up at it, I don't know if there's really any resistance to this, but you still have to follow the procedures in the zoning ordinance, otherwise, you gotta change the zoning ordinance, now take a while.
We're not gonna do that. Did Randy talk to you personally?
I think you talked to Peggy, so I responded to Peggy.
And all I did was just send him an email and asked him to look it over, and this is what his suggested changes are, can you do this? So,
Probably by teleconference, yes, but like John said, you can't circumvent the actual meeting.
I think he can do everything that he suggested that he wants to do. There's no problem with any of that. It's just when it comes down to the actual meeting, you have to have it. So,
They ought to be able to figure that out.
yeah, but I mean, I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying what he proposed was bad. I mean, it's a really reasonable, probably smart proposal right now, but it's just, we can't do it completely that way.
Basically, the Board of Adjustment will have to do what we've proposed to do and have a remote meeting some way. We're gonna do the Zoom, or Peggy's gonna look into that. But we've all had a lot of official meetings by teleconference,
Yeah.
and they could do something fairly simple. It's pretty, you know, like John said, Randy's being very proactive and not wanting to bring a group of people together on the Board of Adjustment for something that there's no contention
Yeah.
on this, so. He'll just have to work through those steps, and I think he can get it accomplished with the meetings. Dave, you can help him out.
I'll call him.
You help him out. Just tell him, it's just gonna have to have the meeting remotely, and then they can move forward.
You gotta follow the steps.
Yep, no, thank you, John. You kind of run that by him, and he'll be fine. Because like John said, he's thinking correctly at this present time by not having a meeting. That's all he wanted to do. Make sense?
Yep,
You got anything else other than...
that's it.
Anybody else have anything else? We're gonna have our department head meeting.
Motion to adjourn the supervisor meeting.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?